In the heart of a quiet Nigerian village, where the sun painted golden streaks over endless green fields, a young woman named Adaora stood at the crossroad of tradition and ambition. Her father, Chief Nwosu, was a man of power, his voice commanding respect in the village square. His word was law, and so when he arranged Adaora's marriage to Obinna, the son of Chief Okafor, a worthy but arrogant man, everyone expected her to obey without question. But Adaora, she had a different path in mind. The day of the traditional wine carrying ceremony arrived. The village square was alive with drums, laughter, and the aroma of fresh jollof rice. Women in brightly colored wrappers swayed to the music, while men in flowing agbadas spit palm wine, discussing matters of honor and legacy. At the center of it all stood Adaora, draped in a stunning coral-beaded attire, her deep brown skin glowing under the setting sun. In her hands, she carried a wooden cup of palm wine, meant for Obinna, the man she was to marry. But as she stepped forward, she paused. In a single shocking moment, Adaora turned and walked past Obinna. The silence was deafening. Chief Okafor, his gold chain glistening under the lantern lights, rose in fury. "What is the meaning of this?" he thundered. Chief Nwosu, gripping his cane, clenched his jaw, his eyes burning with rage. Adaora's mother, standing at the edge of the cloud, covered her mouth in fear. Adaora turned to face them all, her voice unwavering. "I will not marry a man I do not love. I will not trade my dreams for tradition." The elders shook their heads. Women whispered behind their wrappers. To defy her father in public, it was unheard of. That night, in the dimly lit home, the air was thick with disappointment. Adaora sat on a wooden bench, her hands folded. Chief Nwosu refused to look at her. Her mother wept silently, her hands on her head. "You are no longer my daughter," her father finally said, his voice cold. Adaora closed her eyes, pain slicing through her chest, but she did not beg, she did not plead. Instead, she rose, her heart pounding with a decision she had already made. With only a small suitcase in hand, Adaora stepped outside. The night air was crisp. The village was quiet. Just as she reached the gate, a figure emerged from shadow, her elder brother Emeka. Tall, strong, his white shirt barely visible under the dim street lamp. Without a word, he pressed an envelope into her palm. "Take it," he murmured. "Start a new life." Adaora looked at him, her eyes brimming with gratitude and sadness. Then, without looking back, she walked into the darkness towards a future unknown. Lagos was a world unlike any she had known. The roads were alive with honking downford buses, street hawkers balancing trays of goods on their heads, and towering billboards advertising dreams too big to hold. Adaora rented a small cramped apartment, just enough space for a thin mattress, a wooden desk, and a stack of law books. By day, she worked as a clerk in a local law firm. By night, she studied tirelessly under the flickering glow of a single bulb. There were nights she cried herself to sleep. Days she wondered if she had made a mistake, but she never gave up. Years passed. Adaora became a lawyer. Not just any lawyer, a voice for the voiceless. She fought for market women being unfairly evicted, defeated widows stripped of their land, and challenged corrupt landlords who thought they could trample on the weak. Her name became known, her impact undeniable. And then the day came. Adaora stood on the grand stage of an international women's conference, dressed in an elegant yet modest business dress. She looked out, at the sea of faces before her. Behind her, a massive screen displayed the logo of her foundation, Adaora Legal Foundation for Women's Rights. The audience erupted into applause. She had done it. She had defied the odds. But there was still one final chapter left to write. In a quiet hospital room, Chief Nwosu lay weak, his agbada replaced with a simple hospital gown. His once powerful voice now fell low. As Adaora sat beside him, holding his hand gently, a single tear slid down his cheek. "My daughter," he whispered, "forgive me." Adaora swallowed hard, squeezing his hand. "I already have, Papa." For the first time in years, he smiled. And so the girl who had once walked away from her father's home had returned, not in shame, not in defeat, but as a woman who had found her purpose, a woman who had written her destiny, a woman named Adaora.